So I have to admit that I became aware of the close interconnectedness of all these diseases while working on the book. I've always known that some diseases like cardiovascular disease and metabolic disease are related to each other, but that there's a link between all of those diseases affecting virtually all of our organs, presenting in very different ways, from cancer to autoimmunity, from chronic inflammation to strokes. It became really clear to me writing the book and realizing that there is a few root causes that underlie all of these problems in a similar way. One has to do with diet. We know from a lot of epidemiological studies and case control studies that diet plays a role in each one of those, particularly our Western, the standard American diet. Secondly, it's becoming obvious that alterations in the gut microbiome, or what's called dysbiosis, also shows similar trends in each of those diseases. And thirdly, they all have been going up in the same time frame. So the past 75 years, which is essentially the beginning of accelerated industrial agriculture and food production, the ascendancy of big companies and processing that make processed foods. All this has happened in these 75 years, and all these diseases have increased during that same time period. We've also now seen, which is worrisome, that all these diseases now occur at a younger age. So before, many of them, like particularly these brain disorders like Alzheimer's disease or Parkinson's, were considered diseases of old age. We now know for some of these, for example, colon cancer, the age of occurrence has gone down progressively to younger age groups. So now that the recommendation of the medical system is to do screening for colon cancer, not just at 50 years, but at 40 years of age. And that has happened for several of the other disorders as well. It's happened for cardiovascular diseases, and it's happened for some of the neurological problems. So we have similarities between all of these in terms of epidemiology, the time course that they have been developing, the relationship to the standard American diet, and the role of the gut microbiome. So the one thing that links them all together then on the biological level is really that they all also involve the immune system. So this low-grade activation of the immune system seems to be present in all of these disorders that I mentioned. And that links diet, gut-based immune system, low-grade immune system throughout the body, organ damage, and ultimately these diseases, links them all together in a pretty tight framework of pathophysiology.